What I really liked about the Master Gardener training is I learned so much, but certainly about a lot of different things, but it really broadened my scope, and it's enabled me to give some more direction and be able to hone in on some things that I'd like to follow up on.
I learned about not only the things that I expected, like soil and things like that, but I learned about food safety, and I have the cleanest refrigerator in town now, as well as there's not a single piece of food product in my cupboards that's outdated.
I have been gardening for many years and have read many gardening books and magazine articles, but these classes have really gone in depth, which I really appreciated.
The goal is to support the Cooperative Extension mission, and that is we train volunteers to become extension educators as volunteers, and they go out and support our mission through outreach programs across the state.
I'm looking forward to using these skills for my home garden use, friends. I have a job at a nursery that I plan on using it for, and just trying to pass on all I can.
I belong to the Historical Society in Epsom, and we have restored the old library, and I want to do, it was originally built in the early 1900s, so I want to spearhead putting a period garden right next to the library, just like it would have been in 1900.
They do everything from working at schools, in school gardens, to community gardens, to working with the elderly or with children. They work at the education center answering questions from the public, and many other smaller projects. We have a big the Veggie Volunteer Program. It feeds people through gleaning programs, and they have Kids Can Grow. So it's very widespread of what we do.
We had a speaker here who was talking about a project of trying to rid the Baker River of knotweed from Warren south, and I don't know if that's actually on the books, but getting in touch with him because I'm interested in, being a strong back and a weak mind.
Essentially, I'm a library trustee, and so my plan is to really start some coursework in March and April, and dealing with any number of the topics that we discussed, whether it's even talking about, how to create a raised bed, what to look for, what to buy. It can be any number of topics.
Well, my plans are to initiate or to start a beekeepers association in my county where there is a need for it, and also to educate people on the value of the honeybee to a gardener.
We are looking for people who are willing to volunteer. That's our number one criteria. We prefer volunteer experience to show that you're willing to do that, and that you like to teach other people and have some gardening knowledge. You don't have to be an expert. I know when I came in the program, I didn't know much at all.
I would recommend this to a friend, because if you love gardening, you will love this class.
So it's not just for people that are interested in gardening, it's wildlife and woods and trees and grasses, and it's just a great opportunity for people to learn more about their own environment.
I would recommend this program to a friend, and I have a neighbor that I have in mind, because I think no matter how much you think you know, there is still a lot to learn, and this Master Gardening program, I believe, is one of the best ways of learning many things about gardening.
To find out more about the program, you can go to our website, extension.unh.edu, and we have an application there and information about what it means to become a Master Gardener and what the program entails as far as volunteer requirements. And you can also call our education center, or you can go to our conference in the spring on March 22nd and learn about it there too.
I learned about so many things. I have to say, not necessarily what I expected at all, but I loved about insects. I loved learning about plants.
I just never expected it to be so broad and so diverse, and with no green thumb at all to be able to understand more about how to maybe make my thumb a little greener.
This program is so in-depth. It gives you a complete look at gardening, especially in New Hampshire, and what we're faced with. If we can bring this information back to the community, that is a terrific resource for the state.